Camino más o menos como 45 minutos. De ahí tomo el bus en el centro y ya de ahí otra media hora para llegar donde estudio, igual donde trabajo.
Yuda Bands is a nonprofit organization that raises money through selling unique handmade bracelets from Guatemala to send kids to school in parts of the developing world where there's no public high school option.
I sponsored Janira and Magda. Magda, she has to walk 45 minutes just to get to the bus stop, and it's down these really steep and high roads. She works from Sunday to Friday so she can provide for her family, and then she can only go to school on Saturday.
We only sponsor students from 7th grade on because up through primary school, which is what we would call elementary school, the government has schools readily available. Then it dead ends. If you want an education beyond the 6th grade, it takes money.
Not everybody has the same opportunity in this world. And it's been neat to see how some of these kids have been given some new opportunities that they wouldn't have otherwise had. Yuda Bands are leather and coconut bracelets. They're all handmade in Guatemala. The coconut shell is all hand carved. And they're really neat because it's a unique little bracelet. Everyone in the school can buy one, but because the designs are different, we all have something different. They come in different colors, different selections, so it's really a neat little bracelet. What's neat about the program is that they can meet that student via a Skype call, which is really amazing. It allows them to get a feel for who they're really sponsoring.
So how many hours a day do you have school?
When we started FaceTiming, I'm like, is this real? Like, are we really talking to them? They're in a different country? Like, this is crazy. And then after I just thought, I wake up, I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to school today. But from here on out, I think I'm going to wake up and be like, I get to go to school today.
It's just been super great meeting them and how much they work to get what they have because they have so little. And how they all have to provide for each other. It's not just one person, it's the whole family.
To see the effect that it has on students here, but also to see the way that it changes lives there, both for the students and their families, has been really a neat opportunity for us.
Yo también quiero agradecerle a ella.
I also want to thank you.
El apoyo que le dan a mi hija porque le ayuda bastante a ella.
Help for my daughter that helps her so much.
Nosotros aquí pues aunque trabajamos
Because here,
bastante,
even though we work so much,
no nos alcanza para
it's not enough
ayudarla a ella.
to help
Gracias.
her. So thank you.
Each project that we do with the school has a project leader who heads up the project and leads the project in their school. And when that student gets the whole student body involved, and when they understand the why behind it, is when it really becomes a great project.
It helps people directly. It's important to help people make a difference, and this is truly making a difference, even if it's just for a couple of people. It's like a huge chain reaction.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was crazy to think all I'm doing is standing here selling these bands and it is changing their whole entire life.
It was just really a big eye-opener for me, and I think it really helps them out that she's going to be able to go to school as much as she can, because if she gets an education, she won't have to work almost every single day each week and for so long, and making so little for how hard she's working, that she can help with her family and still have time for herself, that she can relax, that she can just be there.
When we were first getting started, sometimes there were a few minor setbacks, but one fairly big one was that we realized that these Yuda Bands students, they were in the marketplace selling stuff and making like hardly any money. But then they would come to school and we were so proud of ourselves for paying for their education. But then they would graduate and they would take their diploma and stick it up on the wall, and then they would go back to their old boss and get their same job making nothing in the market.
So we decided that we wanted to move to Guatemala with our family. So we moved with 5 children, and the reason was that we wanted to find out, what is it that we're missing? What is it that it's going to take? They've got education. If education is not helping, then what are we missing there? What we found was that they had gotten a high school diploma, but they didn't have any clue how to go out and actually get a job. They didn't know how to sell themselves, so they were stuck. They had never seen it patterned in their families, so it makes sense that they wouldn't know. But there was something missing in their ability to be able to take an education and now go do something with it. Over that course of that year, developed a program that we call LEAD. LEAD program, which stands for Leadership, Education, Attitude Development, really at its essence is a leadership training and character building program with 3 components of goal setting, of teaching the skills that they need, and of teaching service and giving them an opportunity to do that in their communities.
From our experience of moving down there and living there and being able to live amongst them and see how their culture works, it has helped us to improve the way we do things so that it's long-lasting and meaningful help.
Okay, listo? What the LEAD program does is it kind of teaches those supporting skills that help them utilize what they learn in private school. And so it really helps them get set up. In fact, I think that we should do more of that here. Teach things like how to budget or how to, how to avoid addiction.
We've been doing it long enough now that we've had our very first students, who we started with in 7th grade, now have jobs.
Yuda Bands para mí ha sido definitivamente el cambio total de mi vida. Antes no tenía esa ilusión de estudiar porque sabía que prácticamente era imposible. En este caso me tocó a mí y a mis hermanos, y gracias a ellos pues realmente nuestra vida cambió totalmente.
Enseñamos a los jóvenes que aunque sea en medio de su pobreza, ellos pueden dar mucho de ellos. Su tiempo, sus habilidades, sus ideas. Mostrar a los demás cómo se puede ayudar a los demás a través del servicio. Que no solo pueden recibir, lo que también tienen la capacidad de dar y de cambiar a la sociedad, de cambiar a las familias y de poder ser mejores personas. Por eso existe el programa Yuda Bands.
By turning the tables and having them do the service project, for the first time in their lives, they're saying, what is the problem here and what can we do to fix it? It's not coming from the outside, it's coming from in here. And since we're starting with youth, our hope is that their whole mindset will be different than their parents.
I think Janira and Magda and the Yuda Bands kids from Hilotepec actually have blessed our lives more, even though we thought we were coming down to serve them. And so a student that will come down, this is life-changing.
One thing that we commonly hear back is that the students have never really considered the fact that education is available and it's free. And most of the time probably don't even really care to go, but it's just there. And it's their ticket to success. Well, they don't realize that because it's like sitting at a banquet table and saying you're supposed to be hungry and appreciate this food. And well, if it's always been there, how do you appreciate it? So when you flip the tables and you see somebody who would give anything to go to school, some of these kids walk for a distance of 10 miles to school and back to get that education, and it starts some thought process going on what they ought to be grateful for.
I would say we take a lot for granted in the States. I didn't really realize that until we came down here and we met some of the people here. They welcomed us into their home, they gave us things, they were so nice, and they have almost nothing, and they were so kind and welcoming. I think that we have a lot to learn. We take a lot for granted in the States, especially education. You know, we all say we hate school, but really we're going for free, and these kids don't have that luxury.
With the model being able to be passed on to other people, hopefully other organizations can see the success that Yuda Bands has been having and copy our model, because what we're trying to do is not keep things secret. We're trying to open it up for everybody so that they can also do good, because that's what we're trying to do is make a difference and create lasting, sustainable change.
One of the neat things is it's very personal. We work in 2 countries currently, and on our website are pictures and biographies of students who are hoping to get an education, a little bit about their background and family. So the project leaders in a high school go onto our site and they are able to sift through those and find a student that they really connect with and choose that student, and that is who they will be working to build a scholarship fund for. They're real lives, they're real kids, and they have these ambitions and they have these dreams, and all they need is a chance. See, someone to take a chance on them.
Something that I learned about the Yuda Bands project, it's a family-run project, it's nonprofit. The Whitings are absolutely amazing. They're great with the people. They have great reputations here, great friendships.
They walk into a room and it just lights up. Everybody loves them. You can tell that they have lifelong relationships with the people here, and that carries over to us coming in as new members of their family. So it's absolutely amazing. They do a great job.
It's a big deal. It was a big eye-opener. When we think, oh, we're just paying for the school, whoop-de-doo, you don't understand. They live day to day to see if they can even eat that day. When you provide them a skill, an education, that makes all of the difference.
Originally, we started everything in Guatemala. It was so successful that we actually expanded to the point where we couldn't have any more students. We have 150 kids in Guatemala that every month their tuition is paid for through these bracelets, that we had to expand to another country. So we expanded to Zimbabwe. And in Zimbabwe, their economy is 8 times worse than Guatemala. And it's been kind of a cool thing to see over the last couple years, moving the project into a new country and to see how much faster we could get things up and running than in Guatemala. It was really nice because we had that experience in Guatemala, and now in Zimbabwe, the directors are doing great. There are 150 kids in Zimbabwe right now, and they follow the exact same program, the LEAD program, as they do in Guatemala. And the good thing is we're going to be expanding to another country soon, and our hope is to expand into multiple countries again and again to keep growing this.
You are changing my life with this. A lot of youth are changing his life right here. You are doing a lot of things for that. Thank you very much. And God bless you always. And God bless your families too.
La voluntad de la hermana Michelle es que usted ande por este bote y que esté caminando. Y él me mandó esa foto para que usted ya no pase penas. Esa moto está nueva, tiene 2.500 o 2.900 kilómetros recorridos. Ayer le hicieron su servicio para que usted pueda llevarle su control. Y usted puede ver, todo le funciona, está nítida. Yo en mi corazón me alegro mucho que usted pueda dejar de sufrir tanto y que pueda irse a trabajar en su propio moto y no esté prestando nada. La verdad es que me quedo sin palabras. Esta es su llave. Esta es suya. Gracias.